Bueno, sí, estamos aquí barachando, descargando. ¡Ajá!
Good afternoon, or actually, good evening. Good Sunday, and we got one more week, 7 more days till daylight savings time ends, or whatever you call it. Daylight takings time, savings. I don't remember which one is which, but I want some more daylight and I want some more sun. I'm already in Florida and spoiled. Already dropped some pounds, and I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. Stepped on a scale at 182 pounds. Y'all know I'm strict on the weight and the diet and everything. And I went to the track. I want to see what I can run a mile in. I'm expecting, I'm not in the greatest of shape or as far in shape, but not on the top. I ran a mile in 6:40 without trying. Oh my God. Last year, I ran a 6:28. Was my best time. And I'm already at 6:40. We ain't even heated up yet. We ain't even got to the summer. But so I'm just, as an old man, I'm going to have to beat my goals. But thank y'all who are here. Chicago Gorilla, what's up? Hit the link. The link is pinned. You can hit the link whenever. It's going to be a short conversation. Today's topic is confidence amongst men. There's a war on confidence. It always has been. But the real, Snuggle668. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Let me see if that light helps. I got this light in front of me. I didn't turn on the main light in the room. I'm used to sitting in darkness all day. Maybe that helps. So now I actually look good. I can get me a couple of ladies. Yeah. But what up, Gore? Welcome to the show. Confidence. They talk all about this money, all this stuff all the time. But they're not talking about the internal main thing that controls the outside. Confidence. Confidence is a belief. Belief internally that you are, that you can be, and you can do. That's what confidence is. I'm talking about self-confidence mainly. But confidence also goes to optimism, which I'll probably do a show later on about, which starts with self-confidence of a belief that the positive things are actually going to happen, something good. If you're a negator, everything's negative, don't believe in yourself in the mirror, what you think will happen when you go outside? But as a man, people have tried to attack the confidence and it didn't work. I actually believe in myself. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, starting from spiritual, starting from spiritual, going into physical, into some others. Oh, what do we got here? I'm going to pull you up in a minute after I finish talking my dust. I see you in the back. But going on to repetition, the things you've been doing, to upbringing, to system, to your sense of community, to all your surrounding, internal and external affect confidence. To start, I'm going to talk about 2 forms of confidence. One is this is my own words, dependent confidence versus independent confidence. Something about me, I use it as an example. Dependent confidence is where you have confidence, but it's kind of conditional. It depends on something. Like, as all of them riding that BMW, I feel like I'm the man. But when it gets repoed, that confidence is gone along with the car. Or like me, I was always good at math. It was a natural talent. So was I confident? Did it increase my confidence or build it? Not as much, because I always had it. But if that was the only thing I was living off of, is how good I was at math as a kid, and you took it away just like that, if that's all I was and all I believed in, I had it and it's gone, I don't believe in nothing no more. So you got people who, yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, they got money. Yeah, they got them 1-2 things. When they crash and burn, it was dependent. Now their confidence as a person is gone. Then there's independent confidence. That's where you actually built yourself. Spiritual. Physical. You took 10 years in building your body up, and you know the formula to get from A to B. So if you crashed and burned, you can go do it again. And you believe in yourself because you did this thing, you believe you can do that thing and that thing and that thing and that thing. Character. Um, people who used to get bullied and now they work on them hands and now they're the biggest, baddest dude on the block. That whole process, they built themselves up and they built their confidence. It's built and they can go through that process again. They know what it takes from get to A to B. That's hard to take that confidence away because it's real. Last thing that I'm gonna pull up a champion. Like I said, talking about confidence. Later, we're gonna get the solutions. Y'all know me. I'm communication and solution based. That's not gonna change. I want to know, what does it take to tear your confidence down? Because there's a war on it. I want to know what did take your confidence. I want to know also, how can I build your confidence up? How did they build the confidence that you have? How can we build it so strong that it can't be torn down? And y'all know where I'm going. If that's the case, what do we do to be able to actually build up other people's confidence so that can't be torn down? So we got strong, confident men, women's, whoever walk in the community. And it ain't where you throw one rock and the whole thing crumbles. Long lasting, strong, real confidence. Welcome to the stage, OG Speed. What we got going on? I don't see your face though. You there? I'll wait on OG Speed. I'll pull him up when he gets here. But Chicago, really, you can definitely hit the link too. It's gonna be a short show. A sensitive one is this. I'm listening to a lot of people talk. And one thing that if you really listen to people and you put yourself and you take your empathy and put it into people, yeah, J Speed, you got some technical difficulty. There we go. OG. What's going on?
Can you see me? Because I can't see shit.
I can see you now. And your sound quality, you don't got one of the Jesus mics. You want to come out and come back?
I don't have a Jesus mic. I don't have my studio. I'm in here making cornbread, not butter biscuits, so I feel naked.
Hey, that audio is cool. What's good, Easy Money? I see you in the chat. But yeah, J Speed, your sound quality is good. But remember, I got a busted speaker on this MacBook. How is my sound quality? People in the chat.
I'm listening to it through a phone.
Say what?
But it sounds good. If it sounds good on the phone, it's got to sound good in the phone.
All right. I hear some crackling.
All right, I'm trying to put this phone down a little bit. I'm in the kitchen cooking, but I know it's important to be on. Everything is fine, sweet. Okay. Yeah.
J Speed is cooking and eating Rice Krispies at the same time.
Oh, butter biscuits.
People, lay off the butter biscuits. Hey, what's good, Chris? Good to see you. What's good, brother of a certain age? What's good, Gore? What's good, Easy Money Jones? You already know the drill. Dust. And anybody that I met. Oh, drop the link, Snuggles. 813 represent. Work on my light and get a ring light. I don't know what a ring light is, but I need to look into that. Ring light. Thank you, Snug. But yeah, J Speed, get in there when you can.
I'm in there. I'm listening to you. So what the subject is, confidence, or I kind of missed it because I was trying to get tuned in.
Yeah, mainly talking about confidence. I'm talking about it for men.
Okay.
Actually, J Speed, fairly confident person. Why are you confident?
I think it comes from childhood, being in competitive situation, understanding what my mother and father was trying to teach me and the people around me. always having good instruction, people having faith, and I learned it don't come all at once. It come in stages, and just being in a competitive situation gives you a level of confidence.
Okay, let's unpack that. Remembering what your parents told you or taught you. What is that they taught you? Because you said a few things that were powerful. What were you taught?
One of the first things that my parents said is believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself, and always your inner voice is speaking to you, and you'll never make the wrong decision. Regardless of who's impacting your life in the street or whatever, you always go with your first inner voice is speaking to you. And as I started boxing, I was real nervous when I first started boxing because I was a better wrestler than I was a boxer. And as I got in the instruction of the coach, it's like if you learn this behavior, you learn this workout, you'll become a good boxer. You might not become a champion, but you'll understand the foundation. And I'm having faith in my coaches or the people who was instructing me gave me a sensibility of instruction. And it gave me confidence in myself as I proceeded to learn the lessons. Making too much lower, son.
Question. You said you were good at wrestling, but you sucked at boxing when you first started.
Yes.
So you were confident in your wrestling, but not confident in your boxing ability.
Right.
So it had to get, so you had dependent confidence in your wrestling.
Right.
If you only knew wrestling, never boxed a day in your life, and you sprained a wrist or tore something or got beat at wrestling, would it affect your confidence if you'd never learned anything else?
Well, probably me as a person who wouldn't know within the end of anything, but surrounding yourself with positive people and saying, well, this happens. Anything can happen when you're wrestling. Don't mean you're a failure, but you're going through a learning curve. And then that would help me with my confidence. So make me work harder or be more careful when I do certain things. But I'm pretty sure initially it will work on my confidence.
Okay. Because where I'm kind of going is in wrestling, you had a natural ability, where in boxing you didn't. And you had to learn, you had to be instructed in the boxing, and you had to build something. Oh, go ahead.
It was a little different due to the fact I was probably 50 times stronger than anybody who was about my age. So most of the guys I would wrestle would be like, just say I was in the 8th grade, I'll be wrestling people in the 11th grade. Because the people from the 8th grade all the way up to 11th grade wouldn't have enough strength for me. They call me cock strong. I mean, they don't use that word now. But that's one of the main things that gave me confidence, because I know most of the people wasn't stronger than me.
Okay. You were natural strong.
Yes.
Okay. Was there a difference in the things that you could do naturally versus the things that you had to train for? As far as building confidence?
I had to, but I was so codependent on my strength, it would make people upset that they would know technique, but my strength would overpower their technique. And once I learned the technique, then I was just like double. I was double, to me, I was double trouble to anybody once I learned the technique and the foundation. Then my confidence went shot over then, because now I'm beating the best in the school now.
Okay, so let me get it right. You had confidence to begin with, but it doubled and superseded once you learned to apply something else along with what you already had.
Right.
Then it couldn't be taken away.
It couldn't be taken away at this point, because now I don't just rely on my strength. I relied on strength and technique and speed. And once I put all them three things together, pretty much I was undefeated. And so that's when you get to a certain level, you master whatever you're doing, your confidence is off the chart. And sometimes you will get beat and you have to humble yourself, but you don't lose confidence. You just go in and work harder. And that's what happened to a lot of people if they get beat in something they think they're great in, they'll fall back on themselves. Really, is I'm good as I think I am, or do I have to work at it more harder? Did I get lazy? And that depends on the people that you're around, who's enforcing or instilling knowledge to you, how you gonna come out of that, and how quickly you will come out of it.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to this comment Chris posted.
Yes, sir.
I can relate. I used to suck at writing. I practiced the heck out of it, and now I'm way more confident at that. Chris, I was always good at math naturally. I didn't believe I was a good writer because I didn't apply myself in it all through high school. And when it's time to write, I'd fold, get my sister to write something for me, or just write good enough to get a C, because in my mind I thought I wasn't good at it. Went to Army, went to college. As a freshman, my brother was a teacher at the time. I asked him to show me this one style of writing that he does. One day, he left on my desk a 5-paragraph sample, which is the same thing I write, same style I write today. Looked at it, hey, this is easy. Applied it to my first paper in English 101. Got an A. Took it to my sisters, like, look at this. Look at this junk I wrote. And they gave me an A for it. And she told me, Sam Likely, this is good writing. This is A work. After that, most papers that I ever wrote, I got A's. Because the whole time, I just thought that I wasn't a good writer, so I was writing C papers. No one told me I was good at it. One conversation at 20 years old, this is good work, plus one little thing of application. Then once I knew I was good at it, A's. A little bit of practice, a little bit of technique, just one thing. Do you know how many people are running around in this world that never got that one thing? Never been told I love you. Never been told, hey, you're good. Hey, try harder. Hey, let me show you one thing. Knowing they need 15, 20 things in life. Enhancement on their critical thinking, their judgment, their confidence, just a conversation, just some support. People lacking one thing. One. I'm just saying.
Scam.
Yeah.
I tell you something I'm still afraid of, even at age 65. I was never a good speller. Never. I think I never really learned the technique of spelling, but I did learn how to memory spell it. And it will that level of confidence. And I figured out later on in life why I wasn't a good speller. Hell of a reader, but not a good speller. And then I didn't feel so bad because a lot of people say they're hell of a reader better than they can spell. But it's always been my shortcoming. And I can understand when people who don't have confidence in something, how that feels. Because now I just try to get somebody, if I have to do something, I get somebody I dictate to it and they write it. So, but that's one thing one of my weaknesses. So I do understand people who don't have confidence in certain areas in their life. And I think there become a point, everybody have a certain level of something in their life, they know they're not sufficient.
Here's a question for you. So can I come at you right now, and every time I want to take a shot, because I want to tear you down, Satan just gave me $15 an hour to go attack J Speed. If I attack you about your spelling, will it take down your confidence?
Hell no, because I used the Henry Ford on the ad. Henry Ford was one time told that he was an idiot. And he sued the man and took him to court. And he got the man on a witness stand and he asked him, why do you call me an idiot? And Henry Ford said, the man told him, you'll never finish school. Henry Ford told him, I never finished school, but on my desk right now, I got 12 buttons. At any given time, I can push that button and an expert will walk in my office and he can do exactly what I tell him to do. He could do exactly what the blueprint I put in front of him. Is that an idiot? And the man had to submit.
That was How to Win. I read about that, and I think How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's talking about the power of influence. He was influential to have smarter people than him on his team. Built the straight eye or the first 8-cylinder engine based on other people's knowledge. That's above confidence. That's power.
See, I don't let my weakness let a person take control of my weakness, because I know they could never overpower my strength. And the only thing they can hit me with my weakness, then I already don't counterbalance that with being able to find people who can do the task that I might be weak in. To me, that's a very intelligent person. I don't care if it's a man or a woman.
Meaning you can cover up a weakness with another strength and still be powerful.
Most certainly.
And you know you can do that.
Most certainly.
But you can't spell.
I can spell, but I'm not a great speller. That's the difference.
I want no. I want your confidence right now. I want it. You can't even spell.
Well, good. And I, at this point in my life, I'm in teacher mode. I would not sit down and debate you about my spelling because you are not worthy of my conversation. So people like you, I teach. And the only thing you can hold against me is my greatness of spelling or non-greatness of spelling, then number one, you have already lost the game. I'm in front of you already.
Dad, I tried to knock the man off his square. It didn't work. That sounds like a whole grounded man. Well-rounded, grounded man sitting to my right. I couldn't just tack him 1 point and wake him crumble. Grounded. Welcome to the panel, Chicago Rilla. What we got going on here in these streets? And I'm gonna attack your confidence too. Let me see if I can knock you off.
You quick enough. It's too much dust. Too much dust in here. What's going on?
Today's topic: the war on confidence. I want your confidence. I'm gonna try to take it from you. What we got going on, Rilla?
No, you couldn't. But you couldn't. But I know what you're saying. But I think for like the average person, if we keeping it a bean, say for me, like I'm married, right? So my wife could probably put a dent in my confidence. Or would you say that would be ego? Like, what's the difference? And this is just me throwing a monkey wrench in your show, Scam. What's the difference between ego and confidence?
My difference in ego can be confident.
Internal, yes, because I heard you say that earlier. The confidence is internal, or is it influenced by internal and external? Okay.
Ego is a bow tie. You can put a bow tie on bullshit and it still be bullshit, or you can put a bow tie on a Mercedes Benz. So it's that extra glare, and it's extra, and it don't really mean nothing about nothing. It can shine. Sometimes it's not impressive, but all it is a bow tie. Something extra. Confidence is grounded. It's who you really are, what you really believe. Ego more is something that comes out your mouth.
And ego can make you lose, and confident will never do nothing but make you a winner.
Peace, OG. My bad. I didn't greet you coming in, brother. I was too busy cooking up dust. Peace to you, peace to you, OG.
Yes, sir.
So can confidence come through repetition? Like, say for me, if I'm practicing my craft or working on my jump shot, right? And I get good with my jump shot, and I'm confident that I can hit that three like Steph Curry every time. Or is it just developed solely internally? Like
If you
said when Scam said I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, is that an internal confidence, or is that based on external factors?
I think, first of all, the God thing is not bad at all. Second of all, the God thing teaches us that there are men with many levels of knowledge. And if that person teach you the muscle memory of how to hit that 3-point shot, once you master the muscle memory, yes, confidence it's never gonna leave from you from that 3-point shot. Every shot you take, you think you can make it because you not understand the structure and the foundation of muscle memory.
I'll unpack it a little even deeper. Spiritual confidence is this: I believe in Jesus. Other people believe in whoever your higher power is, not a religious debate. Feeling down, feeling up, I know where the source is. I know where the power is. And I have access to it. So if you, like, do I believe that I can get water? If I have a refrigerator full of it and 15 bottles around me, yes. So if I know I have that and it's always there and it does work and it's true, I have spiritual confidence. Then when it comes to other things, like when you're talking about shooting a basketball, some people are born with the ability to shoot. If that's the only thing they can do in life and they don't have a good environment around them, the day that they miss a jumper, they crash and burn because they don't have anything else. They missed the three, they lost, unprepared. Now they believe like they can't make a basket no more. Done. Versus, and I'm covering a couple points. Well-rounded. Like Jay Speed said, he can wrestle, he can box, he can do this, but he's not your greatest speller. He's grounded. He got 58 other things, and he can get around the very spelling. You can't knock him off the square. I tried, it didn't work. But the repetition thing is, if a person can't shoot or can shoot, but then they build themselves through a long period of time to where they become that Steph Curry and best shooter, and it's just nothing to pick up a basketball and shoot in the dark, in the woods, wherever. You're talking about years of practice. That's grounded. It's harder to knock them off that square because it becomes just what they do. Give me a ball and putting it in. And we hear conversations with people who want a cheat code. And one comment knocks them all the way off their square. That means they weren't grounded. That means something wasn't there. And then it's, how do we get them back on? Okay, go to the source. Here's the Bible. Here's the Quran. Here's the spiritual. Oh, I don't want that. They wanted a cheat code. It's somebody else's fault. It's this. It's that. That's not confident. Confident, I can put you in 15. I can put you underwater, duct tape your hands together, and you can still say, "Man, I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm coming out on top."
Oh, that's Chicago.
Or I've been through this 5 times. I overcame 6 different things, and the formula is the same. Trust me, I got this. That's confidence. Chicago Rilla, I want your confidence. I'm about to take it from you. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, your wife gonna leave you next week. She found an ugly man. She's gonna walk out. What you gonna do?
Cry. I would start singing Blackstreet.
Diggity.
Man. You know what, Scam? I'll be 50 this year. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be honest, man. I've been through so much heartbreak in life. I would be crushed if that woman left me, but I would still live, right? Because I know who I am. But I ain't gonna sit up here and play that talking point. I don't need women. Women need us because I built the world. I'm not fit. I would be crushed, right? And I think that I probably would have a temporary setback. You know what I mean? But that would not permanently take my confidence. Scam. Do another one though. I did tell you my wife would. She could weak it. Yeah. Like, you know how most men believe they're great lovers and then your woman tell you not so much? So that's why I was like, well, man, is that ego or is that confidence?
I like what you said and you were honest. But you still held your own. It would hurt. You've been through it before, and that's the key thing you said. You've been through heartbreak before and you still came out married. I think that's the very thing of why you say, yes, it'll hurt, but I'll still bounce back and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll shake your confidence, but it's not going to knock it all the way off the square. I can't take it all.
No, but that's also rooted in the fact that I know God has me here for a purpose, right? And even when I had, and I'm talking about serious heartbreak, bro, like serious, right? And but you know, you wake up, you're still breathing, all your limbs are functioning, you know, the world is still worlding. Um, there are needs that have to be fulfilled that only you can serve to fulfill those things. So my point in saying that is that life does go on. So yeah, yeah, that would crush, dude. That would absolutely crush me. But you know, I I'd figure it out. Life goes now from there on. I don't know that I after this, because this is what me and my wife did agree on. Like after this is it, fam. This is it. Ain't no getting married again and trying again and all that other stuff. You know, ain't none of that. But yeah, it wouldn't completely eradicate or eviscerate my confidence, brother.
Let me ask Scam like a question.
Hold on, then I got you, JSP. I
Okay.
appreciate your honesty, but I had to swing that because I swung at J Speed light, but I had to swing the axe at you.
Oh yeah. No.
I went straight for the
Damn.
ACL.
OG, you could please jump in, but I just wanted to say this to Scam. Scam, my whole thing this year is that the good brothers have got to start speaking up and gotta speak truth to power and keep it a beam, man. There's too many dudes that are Superman. They just Teflon dons. They're impervious to everything. You know, none of them have ever went through, you know, anything. The money's in the bank. They've always been on top. They date 9s and 10s. You know, life is just great for these guys. No, we got to keep it a beam, fam. So no, I don't mind that question because I think ultimately it helps other people. My bad. I go on mute.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, haven't you seen? Not me, maybe not J Speed. Haven't you seen some trolls coming in and ask 1-2 questions and they crumble all the way apart?
I got a question for you, Scam. I'm trying to get my Wi-Fi. I'm in the kitchen and I cut on that heat.
J Speed?
Can you hear me?
No, I can't. You cut out for a second.
Okay. So your wife comes and tell you with a confession, true confession, her first 3 lovers was better than you in the bedroom. How goes?
Is she still there? Is she still rocking with me and slinging and throwing it back the way I want to?
They're still rocking with you.
Cool. That, you know what that tells me? Slim Jimmy, Curve Dick Charlie, and Thunderwood Tom couldn't. I didn't beat all 3 of them up for this woman. That's what it tells me.
You saying Willie with the third leg? You don't feel you don't feel anything other than he's living downtown in a tent. He's a good lover, but he ain't got her in the house. That's what you're saying.
She's still rocking with me, throwing it back, getting a running start, jumping off the dresser. I don't care what them dudes done did. I got the win.
That's the truth, bro.
They ain't do enough damage. She there with me. And let's be real, I'm 43. I meet women and they've been out there for a while. I meet 30s, mainly women in their 30s.
Well, I had
not me off my square that not that easy.
I had not a situation like that, but it was close to. I had a situation like that. My son came to me one day and asked me and said, "Dad, when I take number 2, I'm getting half of my junk in the water. How do I take care of that situation?" And I'm telling my son, "There's no way I can answer."
J Speed.
Put him in that situation. I don't know if he was paying me or not, but it was something to think.
Sounds like that came from the other side of your family, not yours.
But I think he was trying to judge me.
Man, came from the wife side of the family.
Oh man.
Nah, question.
Hold it, son.
Whole bunch of people out there. Now the people that just want to yap and talk all this stuff later, man, it's whatever. But it's people in the audience that listen, 15, 20, 25, 30, going through some things. How do we build their confidence up? Real, I'll let you go first.
Yo, I think the biggest thing that you could do for people, I think it's challenging to do it in this space, to be honest, with you, Scam. I think, the best thing that you can do is affirm people, affirm your belief in their ability, and give them words of encouragement. But it's different when you're distant, right? So I can say all the encouraging, I believe in you, you know what I'm saying? I think you're dope, or this, that, and the third, whoopie whoop. But in my real life, and you and I have talked leadership multiple times offline and online and so on and so forth. In my daily, right? I think the biggest thing that I do with my people in terms of building their confidence is giving them the tools and resources to do the job, and then giving them space to do just that, and affirming when they've done a job. Like if they've done it really well, affirm that, and when there's opportunity for correction or improvement, you speak to that, but also continue to encourage and affirm them. That's a really big thing. You said earlier, and I'll go on mute, but you said earlier, think about how many people that have never heard "I love you." And I think we underestimate the power of hearing that from people that you seek validation from, i.e. your mother, father, so on and so forth, or, your boss, those types of approvals. Not "I love you" from your boss, but you know what I mean. That's powerful. And so outside of being in close proximity, like if we're doing it online, I don't know exactly how to do that outside of affirming words.
What about in real life, outside of the internet?
Yeah, so again, I believe heavily that you pour into people, that you're shoulder to shoulder with them, doing the work with them, supporting them. And that requires me to be selfless, which I just had a whole run-in. I got reminded of how selfish I can be as a human, as a man, as a father, right? And how I have to remain selfless to continue to effectively pour into the people who I'm responsible for. So yeah, that requires you to invest in people. That requires you to be right there with them. Requires you to hear them. You know what I mean? Like not just listen, but actively listen and then hear them. And hearing oftentimes requires us to move on what we heard. So I was challenged with that this weekend. My kids reminded me, and I'm being challenged with doing something with what I heard.
Oh,
yeah, it's a good thing.
Because I openly tell people, the failure of active listening cost me one of my best relationships with a woman.
I think that's a few of us. Yeah, I agree.
But as a parent, you're saying you accept the challenge.
I give my kids space to challenge me to express themselves and speak their piece. And I'm not nowhere near perfect as a parent, right? Mm-hmm. So I have to give them that space to be able to talk to me about whatever and ask of me whatever, right? So again, it's easy to say, I'm the daddy, you the child. Listen to what I say. I raised you. I brought you in this world. I'll take you out. That's the easy part, right? But when they say, hey, Dad, I needed you in this moment and I don't really feel like you were there. Or I wanted you to be there for me. And I expressed as much and you didn't hear me, right? You didn't move on, what I said. They gotta have that space to openly be them. Otherwise, they retreat to their self or their shells or whatever other safe space, and they don't tell you nothing. They keep everything to themselves.
If you ever do a show, I know you're starting your channel or started your channel, you drop the link in the chat. If If you ever do a show with some of those details, I'll pull up. If you need, if you,
Yep, I know. We gotta get together and cook, brother. We do.
yeah.
I told you changed my thought process on corporal punishment. You challenged me on that. I had to rethink my position on that.
Hey, thank you for listening. Real talk. Real talk. Thank you for putting the ego down and listening. Hopefully, we can share the message to more people. That's
No,
that's
absolutely.
whole
I'm
thing.
walking in this restaurant. My bad. Hold on one second.
Oh, you good? J Speed, or if not, I'll go.
Yes,
J
sir.
Speed.
No, I'm here.
How
I
do,
just
we
didn't wait.
put, how do we put some confidence out there to the people? We can talk these spaces or offline. How do we put some confidence into these people?
Well, first, I think we have to be honest, regardless if it's not popular or not. Most of us, some of us, including sometimes myself, I try to go in with the communication and the way they speak in the communication.
Be
And
honest.
sometimes I get so far away from it that I'm not being totally honest because I want them to hear me. But I think the best approach to anything in life is just be honest straight out and then tell them where they at and tell them where they can go. Whatever you see within them, whatever they can master, just be honest and tell them where they at and show them where they can be at. That I think that's the number one and number two approach. After that, it's pretty much just keep putting the message out there, because you got to understand is like, when you was in this space and we have these conversations in the back and we talk about what is the use, and I keep saying there's one or two people who falls into this space who's looking for guidance and leadership. And through all the fuckery and all the other stuff, if you be consistent and you tell the truth, don't worry about the 85%. They're just there for entertainment and jokes. But them two or three people that you talk to, believe it or not, they become the best of themselves, and then they go share that with someone else. So your 2 or 3 people turn into 6 people. The 6 people turn into 12 people. The 12 people turn into 18 people. So you just go on and on and on and on. You don't deal with what's popular, because popular always tell you that it's not the right thing. And I'm just being honest with that. When you are popular, and especially in this time, in this daytime, 2024, and you are very popular, it's already telling you that you haven't really accomplished anything but the intention of keeping people dumb.
Oh. I can't lie. You and Chicago Rilla, y'all keeping me on my toes on the answers y'all are giving. I came to teach and I'm learning. I'm getting reinforcement on some of the stuff that I'm teaching and learning. And some of this is what I needed to hear. But iron sharpens iron.
Jesus Christ, I can't get off mute quick enough. Scam. I've told you before, brother. People, and I heard some, what's crazy? I heard somebody else repeat this on another panel, and I was like, it felt good because I know I'm not crazy. But when people get past what they think they hear you saying and get to the substance and just deal with the substance, I'm trying to find my words and I don't want to parse them or anything like that. But nah, brother, you got a powerful voice in this space, man, because again, just that simple conversation that we had around corporal punishment, it genuinely challenged me, right? It genuinely challenged me to rethink my position. And I was like, I couldn't even refute half of what you were saying. So nah, brother, if I make any impact with my words, cool, because I'm trying to learn to say things more from a genuine and honest perspective in this space, because I see how much more it's lacking. it's too much tomfoolery going on, and there are some real life consequences happening as a result that we're not paying attention to. So no, I appreciate you hosting the space and challenging perspectives and being willing to have the courageous conversation. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you and just being honest. A lot of what I dish out, going 1-on-6, 1-on-8, sometimes flipping panels upside down, sometimes it can take a toll. But when somebody like you comes and tells me you heard something, that fills everything right back up, ready to go right back to battle, get the message right back on out there. Or like when I went to the meetups, people pull me to the side. Hey man, I remember 2 weeks ago you said this. Because I didn't know people were listening. I thought they only wanted junk. Or when J Speed tells me offline, in certain ways, there are people listening. There are those people. And it's our job and it's our obligation to go reach them. And you're one of the first people to really recognize that everything ain't just about the dust and ain't about the trolling. And what I use it for. You're one of the first people to see it. Because I can't remember what panel it was, or a year and ago. He was like, hey, everybody, do y'all hear what Scam was trying to say? Did y'all just miss it? I was like, oh shit, Real is listening. He actually really is listening. He gets it. But J Speed been doing that to me since the beginning of time.
OG got to be stopped, man. OG been out here wilding.
Nah, he challenges me to the max. All of it doesn't go in, but a lot does.
And you can tell them too that we argue on the damn phone. Sometimes we just hang up. Well, I hang up. Just go and give myself a break. But it ain't always. I remember that show that we had to fight so hard talking about corporal punishment. And I gave the story that I had to go back and apologize to my children because the last three I didn't give corporal punishment, and I seen it different in their mentality. I see the different how they approach things and everything, and so it let me know that it wasn't right.
Yeah. Nor was it like the most effective. Well, by and large, necessary. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still unpacking certain things at 43. But my parents told me, my dad told me, the way he grew up, there wasn't even a conversation about corporal punishment. It's what you did. Just like you eat with a fork. That's just what you do.
Yeah.
That's what they did. So when later the conversations and he saw different things, he started to do different things and he started working better. So some of the trauma is still there, but I was able to get an apology. I was able to have a conversation and say, you know what? I've been on both sides. Let me express to people that it's better to be on the other side. And speaking of corporal punishment, three things, the three-headed monster I always talk about. Shame, abuse, and neglect. The worst one with confidence is shame. Telling people, why won't you be like your brother? You're not meeting the standard. This is wrong. Do you know how powerful that word is? Wrong. To a 6-year-old? Failed. What are you doing? Rings in their subconscious mind. Then the abuse. I'm going to beat the black off of you. Come here. Rings in the subconscious mind. Ringing and ringing and ringing. Indirectly, you're not good enough. You so bad that at 5 years old, I had to lift you up off your feet, snatch you up, and deliver pain to you. What does that do to somebody's confidence? You just told them that they're that bad. Or talking about these bad kids, these people. Just like no one as a black person wants to hear you people. Nobody likes them words. But they tell it to 6, 8, 12-year-olds.
Or speaking of 6, giving them 6 could do that too.
Don't get me started, OG. It's an inside story. I ain't even gonna get into that one. I did tell that
I'm gonna leave
story
it alone. I
on.
don't know if he's talking about 6 inches off, the
No, we gotta
deadlift
clear this
or
up. You gotta
the
tell the story now.
squat.
You can scam
I'll
like you
tell,
gotta tell the story now.
I'll tell a story, and we're gonna close in a little bit. I was
Okay.
about 7 years old. This is the 80s. My godfather, godparents, he had 6 fingers on both hands. And I'm a number person. I'm a kid. Wow, 6 fingers. He got 12 fingers, 6 fingers, 6 fingers. So we have dinner, my parents, the family, whatever. And in the 80s, everybody says, give me 5. So after we leaving dinner, hey, Brother Mason, give me 6.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, it was whatever. Then we get in the car, and all I hear, boy, when you get home, blah, 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 I'm going to get you. The truth, here's the truth. I didn't know. I was 6, 7 years old. I didn't know it was inappropriate. Should I have been whooped for it? No. But the trauma it left was anytime you said we're going over their house or anything with them, I just didn't want to talk to them because I had to process it as a 6 or 7 year old.
Yeah.
That's how this can actually work and affect people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I forgive my parents? Am I at peace? Absolutely at peace. But that's how. But people talk, well, y'all kids are just soft. Yes, that's why they call them kids. They're 6 and they're 7. They're supposed to be soft. Give them a childhood. Don't colonize them. But something little, it's funny now, wasn't funny then, but was it was. So if you see somebody with 6 fingers, don't tell them give me 6.
Jesus Christ. I could see you saying something like that too.
I would, but then again, somebody like me, I've been a troll my whole life. That's something I would say, like, and try to get away with. Yeah, I would have said something like that. But building confidence. We need to talk to each other. First person we need to talk to better, ourselves. Look in the mirror every day and say, I love this person. I'm a champion. Can't nobody stop me. I'm about to do this, and this because I've done it before and I'm going to do it again and you can't stop me. Talk to yourself like that. Don't leave the mirror until you see a champion. The refrigerator. I'm going to need them butter biscuits to get thrown in the trash can to replace it with some fruits and vegetables. If you believe in yourself, treat yourself better on how you, I mean, come on. But Jay Speed is going to be doing a series on Let's Get Healthy Together. I crack jokes and all, but I still, on the real talk, want to see people do better. It's a process. It ain't going to happen in one day. But poisoning your body is going to affect your mental health. It's going to affect the way you feel scientifically. So you're already compromising 30, 40% before you get up out the bed, if you get up at all. Confidence is also a feeling. Let's stop talking about this. We don't have emotions. We're logical. No, there's emotions. You need to manage those emotions. Put the right things and feed the body what it needs. Then feed the mind what it needs. Get the garbage out. All the negativity people are putting in, because it takes so much to build yourself to face the negativity if you're trying to put up a fight. Get the garbage out and get the good stuff in. Then get out there and share it with somebody else. Now I get it when you got to dust somebody off. I mean, hey. But make sure something positive is coming out your mouth. Repetition. Keep doing the things that helped you build and get through the hump that you did before. I read a book called Confidence in my 20s on a plane. It told me when you're feeling bad and not thinking that you can do something, refer to something or a challenge that you overcame before. Block everything else out. So if it was a spelling test you studied for and got an A, if it was a bully you beat up when you were 14, when you're facing your problem, take 30 minutes, however long, and just keep focusing. Man, I beat up that bully. Man, I beat up that bully. Man, I did it. Whatever it is, put that in your mind. then go start facing the problem. You'll be in combat, undefeatable mode. That's pretty much my final thoughts, just being honest. J Speed, yeah, we're gonna keep this short. Then I'm probably gonna go over to risky, to just might be risky. If they need me to raise some hell, I will.
Okay. Well,
What's good, Alan? What's good, Alan Shorter? That's one of my friends from. He knows me like real life.
I think
hold on, I'm trying to put you on the big screen.
okay.
My StreamYard game ain't good. OGJ Speed, what we got going on Confidence?
All right. So I think it's been a great show. Some of the things we don't talk about in these spaces because it's always as if we the Superman who's never been hit by kryptonite. And so we always pointing fingers, but one thing I know about pointing fingers, every time you point a finger, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you. If you don't believe what I've just said, try it. Point your finger and watch. You got 3 fingers pointing back at you. It all starts with the man and the woman in the mirror. And that's what we got to start being honest about that.
Oh, the man in the mirror. Uh-oh. We can't just blame women's. Damn it.
Not in this lifetime.
We can't blame Satan for it or the white man.
Not in this lifetime.
I'm dropping you to the back. I don't like you no more.
Please do. They've been doing that ever since I've been talking like this, so it's consistent.
No, you're good. I should drop you for bringing up the Give Me 6.
No, that story has to be told.
Rilla, before you go, this comment Alan Shorter put up. I used to pull out all my awards when I was talking about painting a picture.
Mm-hmm.
So you facing your obstacle. Oh man, I can't get the woman I want. All the money. Oh, I can't get this. Oh, I got a test on Tuesday. Go pull out them trophies you done earned, or pull out something that's tangible that you can see of something. Pull out a picture of the dude that you knocked out laying in star position on the pavement and look at it. Put something visual up that you can see that you accomplished before and just stare at it for a while. I bet you that'll prepare you. Shout out to Alan Shorter. Hey. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. If Rilla comes back, I'm gonna give him his final thoughts. Easy Money Jones, we can't do this. It's all the women's fault. And I know you're trolling, but it's got to stop. Because women are nothing but a reflection of men anyway. And I don't know why they're not figuring that out. Rilla, bring us home. What we got? What's going on?
Yo, did he kick me off?
No.
I think I hit the button in it early. My bad. Yo, as it relates to confidence, man, there's a saying, right, that the old guys use. Apply yourself to supply your wealth. Apply, A-P-P-L-Y, yourself to supply, S-U-P-P-L-Y, your wealth. Well, not only meaning resources with money and paper bills and stuff like that. Wealth also being knowledge itself, global knowledge of how the world works, financial knowledge. But when you talk about that thing that Scam is talking about in terms of confidence, right? Apply yourself, do your due diligence, right? Surround yourself with air-likes, in my opinion. I know people like to call that an echo chamber, but when you leverage your network correctly, those are your biggest cheerleaders to support and help you build that confidence. I like the idea of looking at what you've accomplished in the past to kind of fuel your confidence, right? But if you're a young man, what Scam said about that mirror is 1000% true. You look in that mirror and you speak to yourself every day. Do you know, Scam, how hard it is for people to even look at themselves or look themselves in the eye and speak to themselves? Because they're so, they're so not even fearful, but just ashamed of themselves. Nah, take a long look in the mirror and talk to yourself and be honest with yourself and you will build your confidence. Get you a couple of good books. I think y'all spoke earlier about Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah, that one. And funny thing is, Alan Shorter in the chat, him and another friend are the ones who encouraged me to start reading at 21 because I wouldn't listen to them. They're the dudes who got me reading.
Read. You know, it's funny for me. My stepfather and my uncle gave me my love for reading, but my stepfather, he had like scary books like Stephen King and John Carpenter. So I was reading books that I absolutely should not have been, but they definitely increased my vocabulary. But I don't care what it is. Get your hand on it. Well, I do care what it is, but you know, read those books that will pour into you, and you know, invest in yourself, and that will definitely build your confidence up. And then lastly, I think you guys already hit on it about what you put in your body. Garbage in, garbage out, right? So what you put in physically in terms of what you eat, and what you put in from a spiritual perspective or from a mental perspective, you're going to get the same output. So, you know, again, brother, thank you for having me up. Thank you for having these conversations. And hopefully I said something that resonated with somebody.
Me. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna close it out real quick. First of all, thank y'all for hitting the panel. Thank y'all for listening. Because trust me, there's probably 15 channels about people blaming and beating up on the women's, the men's, the bills, the social media, this, and there's a bunch of, they're entertaining, but there's a lot of those going on. I choose the slow and boring for a reason. One, keep a lot of that junk away from over here while I'm putting this together, and to not make a conflict with the stuff that I actually try to put out there. A lot of conversations need to be had, and they're not. There's a lot of information missing. It's not being told. But there's a lot of repetitive things going and damaging subconscious minds of the others, and it's very negative information. And a lot of people do not have the ground to stand on, and they're getting knocked off and picked one by one from one little thing. One butter biscuit, they're all the way off track. One sour vagina from an ugly woman, they all up and down the interstate. Throw $3 in the sky, there they go chasing it and fall off a cliff. They're not grounded. Travel One, love you coming over. We're going to show you a better example of man, but it's still on you to actually hear the messages. We're going to show you better examples and put better information out. Thank you for coming. Inye, we love your positivity. It's needed in this space. Not wanted, it's needed. This place is safe. Out there, it's actually needed. But I get it if you don't want to go out to the jungle, because it is a jungle. But we see what you do. J Speed Rilla, thank y'all for being who you are. People in the chat, Easy Money Jones, Chris, Alan Shorter. I'm probably give you a call sometime soon. There's a couple things I need to hit you up about. But words are powerful. Words move mountains. Words, life and death is in the power of the tongue. You can say words and people move, people die, people kill, people steal. It's nothing but words. Let's pick the best ones and do the best things with them. Words make people laugh, make people cry. Emotions are real. Feelings are real. People are real. Love is real. We know this, and we know the source that everything comes from. There's love and there's hate. Which one are we going to choose? Which one are we going to spend most of our energy and our time on? Which weapon are you going to use? The love weapon is stronger than the hate weapon. It can make somebody put a pistol down. What do we want our world to look like? What do we want our environment to look like? What are we going to do activity-wise, day to day, minute to minute? Trust me, I think about butter biscuits every hour on the hour. I understand. I've been there. Think about women's. Think about all kind of destructive stuff. Made a decision. I'm going to go to the source and get as much positivity as I possibly can, though I'm going to get beat up in the process. Thank y'all. I really appreciate y'all joining me into the fight. I see everything that you do. And thank y'all for understanding me. That's all I got. Next week, I'm going to do a show. It should be a little bit more sensitive because I actually don't know. I understand a lot about confidence in men. I don't fully understand the confidence in women, but I want to be a part of building it up. I want to hear from some women about confidence. How does it work? How do we build it up? How do we tear it down? How do we stop tearing it down? How can we understand and what's really going on? Thank you all for attending. This concludes my show. Don't eat butter biscuits. Don't let anybody take your confidence. Run to the source. Run to the success that you had in the past. With that said, everybody have a good night. Say 5 positive things before you go to sleep. Dust and crust.